everyone, and welcome back to the Real Positive Girl podcast. Happy Thursday. Thanks again for joining me for the podcast. I hope that you guys have been enjoying it. I would appreciate any feedback if you have any. I am trying to do my best to not sound boring. I'm hoping the topics that I'm choosing are exciting and, not exciting, but insightful. Yeah, insightful is a better word. And interesting and helpful and really help you become a better person in all, because all I want is to help people become the best person that they can be, and continue on that journey as I am all the time, every single day. So anyway, again, happy Thursday. This week we are talking about control issues, and I feel like the discussion has been really good. I feel like I've been very passionate about it, and yeah, I think it's been great. Also, I hope that your day has been going well. If it's already started, I just hope that it's been awesome. Again, continue to keep your head up, push forward. If you come up upon anything that's getting in your way, that's causing you trouble, that's just, giving you those negative vibes, I just encourage you to continue to push through and do not give up, because you are worth it. You're worth the time and energy to fight to still have an amazing day as hard as you can, despite what anyone might tell you. And if your day has just begun, well, I do hope and pray that it's going to be awesome, amazing, and just believe that and move forward through your day, believing that is the case. Even if it's just a mellow cool, like a mellow, oh, it's going to be a good day, but you're not expecting anything exciting. Do you know what I mean? That's usually how I am, very chill. So anyway, today we're going to talk about focusing on yourself. So let's just dive right in. So control issues, which we're talking about this week, control issues come from not being in control of people and whatever is happening around you, which means you need to pull back and focus on yourself more. So I actually was just talking to my counselor about this kind of thing, because we were discussing how much calmer I feel currently temporarily working from home, because I typically work in an office environment and I work with about 15 other people, and sometimes I get so stressed out because I have control issues, and when people aren't doing things correctly, and I have even taken the time to teach them how to do something or encourage them to do it the correct way and they don't do it, it's very frustrating, and I get so stressed and such high anxiety. So now that we are currently working from home, I have found so much more calm, and I still have encountered people doing things wrong despite knowing how to do it the right way. And it's very unfair of me to expect perfection, or the expectations that I hold for myself, and thrusting those upon other people. And it's something that I'm working on, but I still falter in that all the time. So I get really upset when people are not doing it the correct way, because they're either trying to cut corners or they just don't think it through and they're in a rush. And I was pretty upset, I would say, one of the first days of working, and then maybe another one a couple days after that. But I'm kind of now, okay, you're making mistakes. Let me just calmly remind you what you should do next time. And then I'm over it. I'm not even dwelling on it, And I find that it's because I'm focusing more on me and what I need to be doing. So in the work example, I'm focusing more on what I need to do and what kind of work I can actually accomplish from home and anything else that's going on with me. And I also feel like this time of having to work from home, which I'm actually really enjoying, is so nice, because I am being able to spend more time focusing on me and how I'm feeling and how I can better my life and bring my anxiety and stress down. So I'm just encouraging you that if you just pull back from being so hyper-focused on everything else and focus on yourself, it can really, really, really help with any control issues that you may have. So also, I would encourage you to ask yourself, what you're avoiding, fixing on the inside, that you spend so much time focusing on others on the outside. So I find, as in my example, you might be spending a lot of time just focusing on all the little things that everyone else is doing wrong, as opposed to really taking the time, taking a deep dive into who you are and what you're about and what you've been doing. And I know that's really hard, and you might tell yourself, no, I'm fine. Nothing's wrong. No one's complaining. It's totally fine. But just because no one's brought it up to you, just because you feel like things are okay, does not necessarily mean they are, especially when you find that if you do take a step back and you realize that you have been hyper-focused on the problems that everyone else is causing and what they're doing and what they're about, and you've been all up in their biz, then you know something is off and something that you need to fix and address that's going on with you. And for me, I did find that was true. There are so many emotional things that are going on with me recently, and the anxiety of the uncertainty of the world right now is really weighing heavy on me. And I have been sick. I feel like I've been sick for weeks now with different symptoms, not necessarily the COVID-19. My husband is convinced that he did get it and is getting over it. I don't know. We have been isolating. We have not been hanging out with peeps. So we're trying to do our part regardless. But I've just been feeling so down and just terrible lately. So I am really happy that I'm taking the time to really focus in on myself and figure out what's going on there. Also, I personally believe that I was forced into a season of life that I'm currently in right now where I am spending most of my time alone and not with friends. And I don't know if that was God that forced me here, or it was myself, or both of us together. I kind of feel like it was God-led, because I literally only spend time with my husband or with my daughter. And, I'll talk to friends on the phone and stuff like that every now and again, but I have been avoiding people like the plague because I just want, and it not just like recent, like within the past, 9 months, I would say, just because I don't know, I feel awkward. I feel like something's wrong and something's off. And so I find that I'm taking the time to try to figure out what's going on with me, what is going on in my mind and my heart, what things I need to change, or how to be more honest with who I am and what I'm about. That's also something that I'm working on. So I could go on and on and on. And this is not a podcast where I am just gonna, tell you all of my problems. However, if people are into that, I'm willing to just share what's going on in my heart all the time, which is kind of what I do in this podcast. But if you really just want like a deep dive into what's going on with me so that you can feel like, someone else is out there with those issues, I am game. Let me know. But again, ask yourself, what are you avoiding? What are you avoiding fixing? What's going on in that heart? What's going on in that mind that you have been sidestepping and then just putting all of that energy towards pointing out and picking at other people's issues and faults and things that they're doing wrong. And also, I'd be very careful on doing that. And I tell myself this too, because you're not the judge and jury of anyone else, Everyone is responsible for themselves. And so by you expending so much energy getting upset with them because they're not doing it the way that you think they should do it, or they're not doing it the way that it's just been known to be done, it's a waste. It's a waste. I can tell you from personal experience, it's a waste, because some people will learn and other people won't, and it is not fair to thrust your expectations upon other people because everyone has their own expectations. I hope that makes sense. Really take a look at what you need to work on and do those things. Again, I think all week I'm encouraging you to spend 15 minutes journaling, spending some quiet time, meditating, whatever it is that you need to do, and really take a look at yourself and figure out what needs to change. You don't want to live your whole life dealing with control issues because it'll drive you crazy and it'll always be constant negativity, and no one wants that. I'm telling you, no one does. And maybe you don't mind having the control issues because it allows you to be in control of a lot of things, because people will either default to you because you make it so blaringly obvious, or you'll just take control. And it brings a negative mood, a negative vibe around you, and people might not bring it up to you, but they might just start avoiding you, or they might start treating you differently, or you'll just, I don't know. It's just so negative. And I found that too, where people will just like not even want to talk to you or bring things up because they know that you're going to judge it and come down on it because they know it won't match up with your values and your ideals, and what you think should be done. So I just encourage you to really take a look at what's going on in your heart and mind, and write yourself a quick little list and take a look. See what needs to be fixed. As always, ask for help if you need help in that regard. Okay? I hope that makes sense. So, just to tie this up in a pretty little bow, focus on yourself. If you find yourself being overly obsessive about what's going on around you and you feel like things are super out of control, like i.e. this whole virus thing, and not knowing how long we'll have to stay in our houses and how long we won't be able to see our friends and how long it'll be until we're able to get back to the gym. That is my biggest concern, I think. I'm super concerned about people not wanting to get people sick and people dying and being affected, which is why we're staying home and I don't go anywhere. But, on a selfish level, I'm definitely really sad about the gym. But I just encourage you to, whatever it is that's going on and that uncertainty, like for me, I'm just trying to step back, work on the projects that I've been putting off, focus on how I can become the best me I can be, and then know that when all of this is over, that I will come out feeling a little shinier, a little brighter, a little more confident to take on the world again as our normal routines return and everything sort of gets back to normal. So, okay guys, well, thanks again for listening to this episode. I encourage you to share it if you find someone might get any value or help out of this. Again, happy Thursday. I hope that you are having a great day, or you will have a good day. And I will just continue to be praying for all of us to get through whatever we are going through during this time and going forward. So I will see you tomorrow for Friday's episode. Have a good one, and I'll see ya later. Bye.